Minimize that.
Beautiful.
Take the Hun, brothers, let's hear those shill takes. You know, the new Kill Team Compendium really is a pretty good deal. I mean, what is it, like 80 pages for just $50?
Yeah, I bought 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be enough. I might have to buy another one. Ooh, we're getting a one-wheel ad.
Ooh, I want a one-wheel. They look like a lot of fun. I think they're really expensive, though.
Yeah, they are.
The motor is in the wheel, which is crazy. There we go. This arm is doing great.
Yeah.
It's, yeah. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right. But they're no longer sticky. They're all bone dry and ready for lots and lots of washes.
There you go.
Except for washing are the next step. Painting random metallics is the next step. So I have to get out my metallics. Oh, good. Is this copper?
There we have it.
There. There'll be a gold in here. That's right. I don't own any gold paint because gold paint sucks. I'll use this Vallejo liquid or this Vallejo airbrush gold, that I'm sure is fantastic. That's why I've never touched it.
Yeah. Does that mean that you own paints that you don't use?
Mm-hmm. I need to burn them.
Yep.
I just watched Swidmar's video where he got rid of some models. Although I didn't see the conclusion to see how many he managed to get rid of. But he started with like 2,000, so hopefully he got rid of a lot. I have hundreds and I want to get rid of a lot.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Equinox known as an actual orc painting. LOL JK, I'm getting more Gene Stealer Cult. These are actually Gene Stealer Cult Ridge Riders.
Ooh, Amateur Artist 32. What is it like being the sex symbol for our hobby?
Not bad. I don't mind. I know me and Goober were neck and neck.
Yeah, but
I
feel like
pulled
you're
out ahead.
Mm.
Really, it's Major Kill. I watched because he's a fitness nut, and I watched he has like a video about like his routines and stuff, and God, he's a funny guy. Because it's just a normal thing, like, oh, here's what I do, and but also like part of his tutorial is here's how you can also drink a lot and still be fit, because that's something that's really important to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love it.
That's really funny. He's really doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Very wild man.
There's a few moments where I had to pause because I was laughing.
Aquino EOB should do a 69,000 subscriber giveaway.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, because I remember people, when we hit 40,000, people were excited, all that kind of stuff. But I feel like 69,000 is even more exciting.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
like
let's
the
do
most
that.
Number, except for maybe, obviously 100,000.
Oh, I want that symbol. I want the YouTube play button. An eel pilot, fantastically transparent gold. I know, that's every gold. Whatever else. Hello, just finished Zenithal priming all 23 of the Kriegers that came in Octarius. Definitely didn't 3D print more buys to use all the options. Nope. Nice. I know, I'm going to need at least one more box because I don't have a flamethrower gunner or a melt-a-gunner. And I could bring the 4 extra plane guardsmen. And I could build some alternate HQs because I have 2 leaders, the leader and the sub command, or the leader and the sub commander, and I could have them with their close combat weapons or have them with ranged weapons. So then I'd have all the options. Amateurs 32 tips. Thanks for making good content, guys. Nice.
Yeah.
Yep, that tea was hot.
Exactly. What just happened?
I drank tea and it was too hot.
Ah. Now you got to watch that after the fact. Jeez. That's kind of fun.
I only want to watch it. Give away 420 worth of prizes. Ah, that'd be funny.
Flim of the dude. I thought Dave from Mini Wargaming was the sexiest.
That's true. That guy's pretty jacked too. I remember it was hilarious on like a random video because I don't watch a lot of Mini Wargaming, but I watch their vloggy show. I forget what. Or not vloggy. Sit and Talks. I watched Sit and Talks, and I forgot that I commented on one of them. And so I'm just watching a sit and talk because I watched them all, and they read out my comment, and I'm like, oh my god. I didn't even remember.
That's me.
Wow.
That's pretty fun.
My comment was, wanted to know if they're ever going to do another bat rap.
Ah.
And Matthew said no.
Interesting.
It's a chaos tyranid bat rap. It's a bat rap.
Those are the days of trying out weird stuff.
Oh yeah. Video probably has 4,000 views.
Hell yeah.
James Robert Johnson, are you maximizing the madness of these orcs? Absolutely. Oh, I love Mad Max so much. Really, Fury Road. The other ones are pretty good, but Fury Road is like a perfect movie. Kino Kinotas, do Age of Sigmar brutes make decent orc meganobs, or am I better off making plastic hard armor? I have no idea what an Age of Sigmar brute is. Is that the black orcs? They're probably smaller than meganobs. I'd get the meganob kit though. It looks badass. I like it.
I think it's expensive though.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it like $60 for 3 guys?
Probably.
So
you also get a grot oiler though. So really.
Oh, okay. You just changed the game.
Really, it's a steal. 0619, hello Eons and Nick. Are those models metal or resin? They're plastic, spray painted metal. Next fist. Do any of you remember anything from AP US history?
Nope. I didn't take AP US history.
I also did not.
I took US history honors.
I took remedial math.
Well, it's kind of fun because you can take like an advanced placement class or like an honors class or whatever. But you still get. I mean, if you get a C, it doesn't matter. Like if you get a C, it still means you did bad.
Yeah.
You probably should have been in the lower one.
Listen to Paint Dry with Mike and Dan. Hey, guys. Hey.
Hello.
Joaquin Costa. Fury Road is a Roadrunner cartoon, and it's great. Ah, Fury Road is the best movie.
ZWQ, Mad Max 1 isn't worth watching in my opinion. Just start at 2, that's when it becomes that's when it became what people think of.
Yeah, no one when people think of Mad Max, they don't really think of Mad Max 1. Mad Max 1 is like a fine. It feels very indie. And then 2 and 3 is when he had some money to play with. And then Mad Max Fury Road, which is technically 4, is really when he got to make the movie he wanted to make. And Ferguson, when is the next call-in stream?
It is October 2nd.
Yeah.
It's always the first Saturday of the month. You better are you gonna give us some live Gits tips? That's what I'm looking forward to.
Grot Euler for 60, and you get 3 free Mega Knobs. Exactly.
There you go.
Miniature Medium, hello guys, how's your evening going? Good.
Horribly, everything's falling apart. My life is in shambles. Thanks for asking. Ooh, get the inside scoop. Listen to Paint Dry with Mike and Dan. ReaperCon was a lot of fun. It was definitely a D&D thing, though. Not really a war game convention. That makes sense. Was it fun? Did you have a lot of fun there?
Do you get like a Reaper Bones figure for walking in the door?
Yeah,
I feel like you might as well.
freebies?
I do like the Reaper Bones figures, but they're a little bit janky soft PVC.
You're janky soft PVC.
Exactly. Although they're real cheap.
This is true.
So that's the trade-off.
Actually, 3D printing's almost free.
Michael Spitz, there's a call-in stream every week for patrons. Hint, hint. Yes, there is.
True. And, by the way, we are 2 patrons away from hitting our battle report goal.
Oh, God.
2 people. Which is pretty insane. Yeah. Just so you know. Just keep, you know, if you got an extra 5-er, 3-er, or 9-er in your pockets. Just so you guys know.
Listening to Paint Dry with Mike and Dan, I'm a big fan of the painting competition, though. It was a great time. You get crap tons of freebies. Neat.
I thought I saw... I guess I didn't see what I thought I saw. Whatever else, hot take. Your school grades don't matter. It's all about that multi-$1,000 piece of paper you get from college. Oh yeah. I agree.
How hard do you think it is to lie about that piece of paper? How many jobs are checking?
Yeah, it's probably nobody's checking.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have to contact the school.
Yeah.
Like I bet if you have I bet if you're like a scientist, they check.
Oh yeah, if you actually have responsibilities.
But if you're you're working at Wendy's, I don't think they're gonna check to see that you have a BFA.
Mm-hmm. I know. Who was it? I forget the director who lied about working on a movie so that they could make Piranha 3: The Spawning. Might have been Steven Spielberg?
Yeah, it was one of those guys, yeah. I remember you mentioned this before.
Which Piranha 3: The Spawning famously was the one where the piranhas could fly.
But it's a lot easier to lie. It was a lot easier to lie then than it is
Yeah,
now,
of course.
I feel like.
I don't understand why anyone told the truth back then.
I wouldn't.
For the internet. Maybe no one did.
Yeah.
I only want to watch it. 3D printing is absolutely free. You just need a $300 printer and a $150 cleaner, several bottles of delicious poison, and the space to do it all in. And like an $80 mask.
Yeah.
To keep it nice and safe.
And you need to keep replacing the stuff. And again, it takes time to do all the steps. So you're sinking all your time into stuff. I know somebody left kind of an interesting thought that I didn't actually think about, and it's on our Instagram. I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't look at Instagram today.
So somebody was mentioning that that they're annoyed by people that like sell 3D prints.
Oh yeah. I think I might have seen this.
Because people keep saying that 3D printing's so cheap, but then when they sell it for like Games Workshop prices.
They do, because it's a lot of work.
Is it actually cheap or is it the same? And I thought that was kind of an interesting idea.
I mean, you have to, if the print is going to take a few hours to print, you have to be aware of it for a few hours. That's also time and money.
I know, and for some reason I've been doing a lot of printing these past couple days, and I've become painfully aware about how long things take to happen for some reason. Yeah. It's very interesting. And obviously, you do a little markup because why not?
Yeah.
But 3D prints are expensive.
Yeah, it's not like people are giving them away like candy. I suppose 3D printing is cheap if you enjoy the hobby of 3D printing. And so for you, all of the work is enjoyable. And you get the thing.
I mean, I like it because I can imagine something in my mind, 3D model it, and then have it in my hand.
Well, yeah, but that's like the 1%. They are designing their own things.
Oh, here we go. This is obvious. Michael Morales, just buy a injection molder.
There you go. Yeah, how come no one's doing that?
It's easy.
You can't scrape together 20 grand for one of those. I mean, what are we doing?
I don't know. Listen to Paint Jar with Mike and Dan. You just have to look. I've gotten some great prints and cheap on Etsy.
How cheap?
Yeah, how cheap?
Like
how cheap we're talking?
A good price, or?
Because let's say you bought an orc, basically an orc boy off of Etsy. Like, are we talking $2 a model? Are we talking, $4 a model? Because I obviously a lot of the one-off models, they can be up to $8.
Yeah,
maybe
the one-offs.
Shipping, maybe not.
I've never really bought squads of stuff. I think I bought all of those Hanzaki salamanders for like, I don't know, $25. There was 6 guys. From Cobra Mode Miniatures. ZNBQ tips on shambling life money. Definitely not for more minis, but I won't be mad if more minis happen though. Also, dentists are real. Thank you, ZNBQ. Holy cow, we could use some de-shambling money. Because we're gonna have to figure out battle reports really fast.
This is true.
Not really fast. We're gonna take our time and we're gonna produce the best darn battle reports anyone has ever seen.
Exactly. And I've been watching some tutorials on some things that I've always wanted to do. So it's gonna be
like
a lot
crochet.
of fun. Yeah, crocheting. I'm gonna crochet during the battle reports. That's gonna be kind of the big feature. That's what's gonna make it so narrative.
Miniature medium, knowledge plus skill plus time plus materials plus overhead, that's what you end up paying for. I'm glad to buy if it's supporting a fellow artist. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's according to my comment section, 3D printing is free. But according to every person who prints and sells 3D prints, it is not free.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Listen, Painter and Mike and Dan, I got a couple of 54mm Super Crisps for $10 each. That's real money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can buy real done miniatures for $10 each.
I don't know how much miniatures of that size go for.
That's true. 54 is probably a lot. Well, that would be stuff like Creature Caster, like the really nice stuff, or what's the company with all the biddies? Kingdom Death.
Yes.
Their stuff. But that's really, it seems like what 3D printing really excels at is beautiful statues.
Oh yeah. Although, I printed some really fiddly things today. I actually I designed like rudimentary snorkels, and then I 3D printed them, and they're small, and they 3D printed pretty well. And so I'm adding snorkels to my my commandos for Kill Team.
Neat. Oh man, fun. I love Kill Team.
Mm-hmm.
Love new Kill Team.
I think my plan is make the snorkels fit, using Vectorworks and stuff, and then I'm gonna green stuff on top of the snorkels a little bit. Add things that's holding it to their heads, maybe little weld marks or something, so they try to connect everything together. I think that'd be pretty cool, and I think that'll look seamless. And then I won't have to take 1,000 measurements of each individual head and get it perfect.
Listen to Painter with Mike and Dan. I took a tour of the Reaper factory. They use SoCast now too. SoCast is like the hard PVC, where it's hard, but it's still got like the it's still like it doesn't want to snap super easily like what's Games Workshop styrene plastic does. James Tilly, what gold are you using? This is Vallejo Glorious Gold airbrush paints. Although I think it's old enough that a lot of the airbrush medium is evaporated, so it's just regular paint, I suppose.
So it's not as glorious as it once was?
It's probably better. I don't know. The Vallejo metallics didn't super impress me.
Mm-hmm.
The golds and coppers and stuff I felt like were maybe better than the silvers. I thought the silvers, like the silver metallics were bad.
Yeah.
The flakes were too big. It was like glittery. This is Pedro and McDan. Yeah, Kingdom Death is considered 54mm. Neat. 1313s. I'll give you 500 Monopoly monies for the orcs.
Yeah.
Done.
See, there you go.
Miniature medium. Snorkies. Are you making beach vacation orcs? Yes.
Yep.
There's going to be a Chevy Chase orc. There's going to be a...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, National Lampoon's Orc Vacation.
Ed Scar, did you spray the whole thing silver? Yep. That's how I start all my orcs. But eventually, it'll look like this.
What a world.
Whatever else. It's okay to be wrong about Vallejo Metal Air. Also, I don't use airbrush paints, so I haven't really done that much experimenting because I feel like I'd buy airbrush paints if you got 4 times the amount. Because the airbrush ready paint has tons and tons of filler in it compared to normal paint. So I almost feel like it's better to have normal paint and thin it for the airbrush than to buy pre-airbrush thinned paint.
And it's not like it works that much better through the airbrush.
Yeah, it still sometimes clogs and has problems and needs more thinning. JP Grat kits. Closer to 50,000 for the smaller industrial machines. Easy money, chump change. That's our next Patreon tier. Yeah.
I was. That's what I was about to say.
Shane Mammal. I only use Army Painter Gold and Silver. Army Painter Gold and Silver is not bad. I've been using Army Painter Gold for my Stormcast Eternals. And it does the work. I think another thing I don't like about metallics in general is that they don't behave exactly the same as normal acrylic paints, because they're not normal acrylic paints. They're essentially tiny glitter trapped in some sort of a matte medium.
Similar about my monkey. Oh, Nick, I haven't really been paying too much attention because school's starting up again. But did the frog, the frog riding a crab ever come to fruition? I was working on a grot riding a crab, and no, because I realized that I was basically just sculpting it all, and I need to learn a little bit. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to, you have your reference images and stuff, and then you model it, and then you sculpt on top of that. And I just went right to the sculpting. So that makes it so that your arms are kind of not proportional. It means your legs aren't quite right. It means things don't quite match up correctly. And so I kind of have to start over again, so I just stopped. But, yeah, because the modeling part isn't fun, because you have to, it's the vertexes, you have to make sure everything's correct. That's just not fun. The sculpting's fun because you're just drawing. But you end up with a better model, I think, if you spend a little more time in the modeling phase rather than sculpting.
This is Painter Mike Dan. Have you tried the Pro Acryl metallic paints? I have not. I have a bunch of Pro Acryl paints that I've been using, and I like them. They're super duper matte, which is interesting. I don't know if I love it. I have 5 colors. I have 4 brown. I have 6 colors. I have 4 browns, a pink tan skin tone that I didn't know I was buying and I didn't want, and a tan. And I love the tan because I've been using Vallejo Bone White and it sucks. So this, even though it's not quite the exact right color, it's a tan paint that works, which is great. The browns are good. I feel like I have like sienna, burnt umber, and umber, and they're a little bit too close to each other. JB Grat Gits, have you seen James Wapple paint minis with oils? It's ding dang biddly bomb amazing. Neat. Good old oils. I need to learn myself some oils. Although I think there is something to the simplicity of just good old fashioned acrylics. But yeah, it looks like, from the people who really know what they're doing with oils, it looks like you can get unbelievably good work done easily and simply. Mm-hmm. To the point where it's like, well, why even have acrylics? But usually you put acrylics on top of the oils and underneath the oils.
Whatever
Tristan.
else. So there's raw umber and burnt umber. If you mix them together, do you get cooked umber?
There's a great joke, like an art joke, where it's like, look at all these burnt colors. Why can't anyone cook colors? Mm-hmm. Which is, it's just, is good art joke. Everyone laugh.
I,
Tristan Lee, I haven't actually got much experience outside of Games Workshop paints, but as much as I've seen people complain about their metallics, I've never had a problem. I really like Lead Belcher, and I've actually been really liking this Rune Lord Brass, which is a new color they came out with for the Necrons, I think. Which is it's like a brassy silver, and I really like that. But for the most part, I found that a lot of the layer metallics are pretty bad from Games Workshop. Although most Games Workshop paints are really good. Oh, there's a few dishonorable mentions that are worthless.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, yeah, Games Workshop paints are pretty good, but they're pretty expensive. So I think that's why most people will usually move away from them eventually.
And they're not made with love. That's why I don't like them.
Native Noir. I'm literally using Vallejo Bone White right now. In my opinion, it covers fine for me. Interesting. Well, I've literally used like 7 bottles of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it never did what I wanted it to do.
It's pretty rude.
It also would never airbrush. It would always, little tiny particulates would form and clog everything.
Mm-hmm. Simon the Bottomized Monkey, cough cough, Abaddon Black.
Korax White.
Mm-hmm.
Which is somehow worse than White Scars White.
Michael Spitz, what Army Painter Gold did you use on your Stormcasts?
I think just the normal one, like Army Painter Gold. I didn't know there was types.
Do you just have the basic set, or did you buy extra ones?
I just have the basic, whatever comes in like the Army Painter getting you started set. I have like, I think 10 colors.
Mm-hmm.
The washes though, I was pretty impressed with. They're they do dry glossy, so I like to use them as like a last step, because I don't like to put more paint over a gloss if I can help it. But yeah, they're pretty good. Like you can buy like every wash they make for like $20. Miniature Medium, have you tried any paints from Golden Line? I have not.
I think we're just making up names now. There's a lot of people that make paint. Have you tried the Duncan Rhodes paints?
I have not. Phil Urbaniak tips. How about Umberdun and Ochredun?
Ochredun. Yeah. Exactly.
You know what color from Games Workshop was shockingly bad? I hope it's in front of me. It's like Death Guard base or something.
Oh yeah, I remember.
It's a base though.
Like
usually base colors from Games Workshop are not bad, but it's like the worst paint they make.
Yeah, I remember you having some problems with that.
Yeah,
paint.
Death Guard green. I was shocked. Let's see this. Let me put a little bit of this. Yeah, like there's nothing. It's just no coverage whatsoever. Like, did they get the mixture wrong? Because clearly there's no filler in this to give it some opacity.
Jeez. Floatification. Can't wait to try Duncan's paints. How many people here have bought the Duncan's paints from the Kickstarter?
Listen to Paint Tribe, Mike and Dan. Have you bought Duncan's paints?
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Matthew Flitchbach. Golden inks are great for the price. Golden high flow acrylics are decent too. Neat. Shane Mammal. I'm thinking about switching to Army Painter Bone White because Vallejo sucks. I don't know about Army Painter Bone White, but the Army Painter White was pretty great. Like, I used up that whole bottle real quick. Although now I use this, which is Liquitex Heavy Body Acrylic Titanium White, and I mean this small tube of paint is probably a lifetime supply. But yeah, the Army Painter White was really good. Every paint brand has its winners and losers.
Listen to Paint Jar with Mike and Dan. Oh God, no. If I bought more paints, I would get divorce papers from my wife.
Nice. If I had to make a prediction on Duncan Rhodes paints, I bet they're very good.
Mm-hmm. Michael Spitz. I couldn't buy Duncan paints because I had to buy AirPods so I wouldn't have to listen to the annoying guy in the deli across from me. Also, good night, gamers. I mean, I would say that's a pretty good purchase.
Mm-hmm. Tristan Lee, I have found that you can buy the same Games Workshop paint twice and get completely different results in terms of coverage and quality. Interesting. I found them pretty darn consistent.
It is interesting.
Firefool125, how do you feel about the Games Workshop's Necron Compound? Necron Compound. Is that
the dry? Is that the dry one?
Yeah. That's the dry paint. You know, I used it for a long time and I liked it. But I've learned dry brushing pretty good, and so now I can just dry brush with any paint. So I don't ever find myself reaching for it.
Yes.
But you get some mileage. Like I use that for everything for years, and I think I still have half a pot.
Pretty good. I found that mine went bad really quickly.
Did it get oily?
No, it just like completely dried up. Like where I couldn't. It was just nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's dry.
Yeah.
But it was like you couldn't. Like it wouldn't pick up. It was like dry.
That's kind of the weird thing about this hobby, is all miniature paint is destined for death. Because the proper way to store paints is like this, in foil or plastic tubes, so that air, temperature, nothing can get in here and damage the paints. And then you're supposed to take these and store them in an airtight container. But all paint for this hobby is aimed at convenience, so you get stuff like, pots and dropper bottles where as soon as you've used up half, there's tons of air in there that is helping to ruin your paint. Mm-hmm. And the clear stuff is letting light in. That also damages your paint. If somebody wanted to make a brand of miniature painting paint that I would be really interested in, I think it would be if they made a series of paint that came in actual tubes.
And we're going to be coming out with our own tube of paint soon. We'll have a Kickstarter up shortly.
Isn't Pedro Megadan? Well, I did lose about 100 paints on the trip back from ReaperCon, where I opened my suitcase. 2 of the 3-gallon bags filled with dropper bottles had exploded. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Huh, I wonder, is that something to do with, pressure? Did you fly with them? That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Scott Mallison, where's Helbrecht? I finished him. He's going to be on Instagram probably later this week.
There you go.
Matthew Fitchbach. I hate when Games Workshop paints come dry in the pot. I wonder if that also has some effect on consistency of product. If it arrives dry, I mean, you should take a picture, send it to them, and get some free stuff.
Yeah, that's not even a problem. But yeah, but mine was dry after a year.
Rockets and Huge Minis has a paint line coming out as well. Dang spoiled for choice these days. RIP Secret Weapon in Baby Poo Yellow, which is a great ochre color. I heard somebody was looking to buy Secret Weapon, so some of their products might still be available. I know I have some. I don't have a lot of Secret Weapon. I have some Secret Weapon pigments that are pretty good. Well, although annoying containers.
Yeah. And our offer on buying them is $50.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, please have your people contact our people.
Mm-hmm.
This is Patreon Mega Dan. Scale 75 has their artist line, right? Does it come in tubes? If it comes in tubes, I'm very interested.
Apparently it's expensive, though.
Oh, okay. Now I'm not interested.
Mm-hmm.
It's heavy body. Interesting. Let's pay to Mike and Dan. Yes, it was a very turbulent flight home. Interesting. Can you notice Michael sells paint in tubes for real painters? Yeah, I mean that's what I have with this white, and I might try to get a black if I can get a matte that's not too
matte.
Mm-hmm. Because I have some black paint that's too matte, and therefore I can't really use it because it's gray.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan Lee, honestly, if you released a paint line in tubes, they'd be distinct enough that they'd sell well. I think so. And I mean, what? The only way you could damage this is if you squeeze so hard it came out the side. Like, that's the only way. The paint can't dry up in there. The nozzles can't break. The caps can't get lost. Well, the cap can get lost. Some of them, though, have a flip cap that can't get lost.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Yee, sounds like mini paints should be sold in ketchup packets. Exactly.
I agree.
Listen to Pedro Megadan. I think Lamp Black has a Liquitex has a satiny finish. Interesting. I'll have to get that. Because, yeah, I mean, I go through black and white, tons of it on every project. Liquitex satin. Lamp Black. Can you mix a glossy black with a matte black to get a satin black? Probably, but I want a big tube so that I can really go to town. I don't want to mix, because I mean black and white is for every project. Listen to Paint Dry with Mega Dan. It's either Lamp Black or Mars Black. Uh-oh.
Well, you already bought it. Here we go. Listen to Paint Dry with Mega Dan. Look at the back of the tube, and it will tell you its finish. Perfect. Scott Mallinson, going to town on a big tube is the only way to go.
Exactly.
Yep. This is a fact. I've been saying that for years.
Mm-hmm. I got an email.
Woo!
Kanona's Game Store Shop should sell paint in the same containers they use for makeup samples. They could sell a 0.1 ounce tube for $5 easy. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Joaquin Costa, Liquitex Mars Black is too gray, but I like their black ivory. It feels like a truer black. So lamp, Mars, and ivory are on the table.
Well, hopefully you look at it in the store and you can just turn that tube around and give it a good look.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I know I have a scale 75 black, and it is a matte black, so it's almost like a super dark gray. But I do really like it. I use it all the time.
I recently bought a bottle of Vallejo black for their game color because I was out of black and I needed one, and I don't like it. It's pretty glossy.
It is pretty glossy.
And what's weird is when you apply it, it looks very gray and then it dries pretty black.
Their reds are also kind of glossy, which I don't like very much.
Basically, this stream is all about how all paint sucks.
Exactly. Jeez, they don't even make paint like they used to. They used to make it out of lead. It used to be good.
As I said before, all paint brands have their winners and losers. And that's why I don't like to get sets.
Yeah.
Because then you get all the losers.
I think that's what they do, right? They take all of the paints that no one buys and everybody hates, and they just put it into the set. That's how they sell them.
Yeah. Well, the problem is, if you find out that the yellows are bad, you want to find that out after buying one yellow instead of all the yellows.
That's kind of how I feel about it. Michael Morales, use crayons.
Exactly.
There you go. I finger paint on my miniatures with finger paints.
It's really the only way to really get a good quality finish.
Yep. Good old, and this stream is sponsored by Crayola.
This stream is sponsored by Crayola Model Magic Soft Squishy Modeling Material.
And more from them later.
$13.13. White and yellows are always my faves, and usually the worst paints from any company. JP Grot Rockets, you can make any yellow good, it's all in your undercoats. Yeah, although sometimes it's annoying to have to do undercoats. Can I ask, why was finger painting minis a trend for exactly 1 week? I didn't know it was a trend. I saw one video from Ninjan, which was fantastic. I didn't know anyone else did a finger painting video. It wasn't a bad idea, though, and he did a good job. He also went in later with brushes to finish it up.
Well, fact, I watercolor mine the way Monet intended.
That would be an interesting experiment. Like prime a mini white and then use just like some watercolor paints. I might have to make that happen. And Crimson, ahoy there! Sorry for being super late. I had a video date with my partner. Nice. Wombat Man, which clan do you do? I do orcs. Listen, Pedro and Mike and Dan, the original royal purple was made by a bunch of people peeing on shells of shellfish. Smelly. I hope that's still how they make it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how they do it. Well, when we come up with our paints, that's how we're going to do it. Cthulhu 73. Hey, I bought that Crayola stuff on your recommendation.
Ah, nice. I like it. I use it all the time. It's one of my favorite tools.
And that's one of the sponsors of today's stream.
God, I wish.
It's also brought to you by the letter A. Listen to Paint Drawing with Mike and Dan. Painting history is fun. Yeah. And also, have a great night, my friends.
Good night.
Listen to Paint Drawing with Mike and Dan.
Yep. What else can I paint? Ah, there it is. Paint copper.
How many bikes are you doing at once?
I'm doing 5.
5. Damn.
I want to get model done. It's almost October. And then I'll have even less time to get all of my minis painted. Like I recently rewatched the Pile of Shame video. And I'm like, I am getting stuff done, but I could be getting more stuff done. Also, it's just silly to like paint 3 and then have 10 more sitting in the box. That is true. Just do them. Just do them. Nike. Thirteen
13s. When you tell yourself you're going to paint orc bikes with Jay and realize you spent the whole time reading the chat, lol.
Well, you're gonna get another chance tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that.
This is gonna be many parts.
I also think I'm gonna I'm gonna work on them all together for like all the bike steps, and then I think for the orc steps I'll probably work on them individually.
That makes sense.
Because I always do a different color combination for every orc, so it just makes more sense to do it that way. I hope orc bikers are good. I'm sure they are. I mean, again, the meta is all about your meta, and so all you have to do is be just a little bit better than the people you play with.
I would assume that they also increased the toughness on the bikers?
Probably. Although that'd be pretty great, because I think orcs bikers are already extra toughness. It might not.
Probably not then.
Yeah. Although the jump from 4 to 5 is huge, the jump from 5 to 6 isn't quite as big. Although it still means you can't be one-shotted with that power weapon.
Very true.
Jack Costa, Spooktober is coming. Does that mean Necrons? Because spooky, scary metal skeletons? Tristan Lee. Meanwhile, in Kangaroo Land, the sun is out and it's early afternoon.
Ah, the old Kangaroo Land.
Simon the Modest Monkey. If we're going to spend a while with these guys, we should name them. Absolutely. Yes. This guy is going to be Giant Spotlight guy.
That's a good name. Very creative.
JP Grunt Rocket, so why the YouTube instead of Twitch for live streams? I don't know.
I think we figured that if we had an audience here,
yeah,
it'd be a lot easier to do it here rather than build a whole nother audience somewhere else. I know we've talked about maybe doing Twitch, but we just never did.
Midwinter also streams on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Although Scott streams on Twitch.
Yes. And he did both for a little bit. Like he was doing, like, one week he'd do YouTube, the other week he'd do Twitch, and then he decided Twitch.
Cthulhu 73, I finished my first mini in 25 years, thanks to you guys. Some Reichbursters minis. 50% disappointed I can't paint like you. 50% glad I did some painting. Thanks. Nice! Yeah, and remember, you can always go back and add to them.
That is true.
I may or may not have just painted some minis that have been painted many, many times.
And the more you paint, the better you're going to get.
the more you paint.
Exactly.
Oh, that should almost be like a channel, like some saying or something, like paint more minis. That's
Yeah, that'd
pretty
be
good. Yeah.
There's kind of a nice ring to it. I think maybe if you were, I don't know, like screaming while you were saying that.
I feel like
that
if
would
I
be
screamed it, it'd be off-putting.
Interesting. Yeah, for some reason I think the exact opposite. Interesting thoughts though.
Cthulhu 73 tips. Texas sold 90.99 on eBay.
Is that your eBay? C3K. Sometimes getting paint on the model is the biggest step.
It is. I want to do a video about how to actually paint an army. And the video is going to be like I paint. I'm like, maybe I'll get to start collecting or something, and I'll just put paint on the minis, like 3 colors and up, and then play a game with them, and then paint more on them, play a game, and then paint more paint and then play a game. Because like maybe that's the way to do it, instead of like, oh, I can't use these models until they're all painted. Because I don't think it's good to play with unpainted models, because then you almost lose the incentive to paint them. But I also don't think you should put off playing with your models until they're painted, because then you're just having no fun.
This is true.
So I think if you can figure out something you can do in an afternoon, like 3 colors or something, and then add to it, that might be the best of both worlds. Sam about his monkey. Oh, I just realized that spotlight is from the Lehman Russ kit. Probably. Yeah, all of my orcs were pretty heavily converted.
Well, get used to not converting, because Games Workshop is taking away that option. They don't want you to convert, they don't want you to be creative.
No, it's not true. Oh my gosh, then Games Workshop's really not going to be happy with what I do to the kill rig.
Yep.
Which reminds me, I got to eBay a battle wagon, because I ain't paying no $80 or whatever it costs.
Jesus. Yeah, I don't remember how much it is. Let's see how much is it? It comes with the thing though.
It does, yeah.
Roller or whatever.
But I'm just gonna use the front half.
I know. It's $100.
Oh my god.
Do I have this set to the right?
I think you do.
I do. $100? This gets $100? I don't think it is. It shouldn't be $100.
Well, technically it's $85 because you're buying it from your friendly local game store, which can sell it for a 15% discount.
That's still not very good.
No.
Jeez Louise. I mean, you could buy for a ham sandwich before. Jeez. It's really expensive.
Yeah, I feel like just like a few years ago, it was $60.
Yeah, it wasn't crazy. I mean, I remember a couple years ago that was expensive. $100?
Shane Mammal, is it bad that I only paint 1 minute at a time? Nope. That's perfectly fine.
Speaking of perfectly fine, it is.
Oh, thank God.
And you know what that means? That means we're going to be signing off shortly.
Yeah.
But we had a video out yesterday. We have another video out tomorrow. And we'll be back with another live stream at 9 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. So join us.
All right, everybody. Go watch all the videos. Good night.
Good night.